Michael, obviously no midweek game for you this week. How much time have you been able to get out on the training field?
Not a lot really. There were quite a few bumps and bruises from the weekend off the back of a tough week. So we trained Monday. Lads had Tuesday, Wednesday off, and we'll start preparing properly on today for Saturday.
So have you been able to get the running repairs done? Because obviously there were absentees in particular in midfield last Saturday.
Yeah, we think they're all. There's a couple who took knocks, so we'll have to wait and see where they are. But the real work that's been done is the analysis sort of side of it from the weekend. That was the classroom work on Monday. Downtime. Lads that are injured obviously been in, but the other lads just catch up a little bit with the rest and recovery, and then we go again.
Was there any more to say in the analysis than usual, purely because our commentators noticed you were jumping up and down a little bit more than usual in the first half last Saturday?
Not really, no. Learn from the things we did well and learn from the things we didn't do so well. So the frustration in the first half was the more out of possession stuff than the in possession stuff. The pitch was difficult, but then the second half, once we do what we know what we can do and what the players get asked to do, and then they deliver what they do, it looks like the second half on Saturday. So that was it was a good solid away from home performance once the goal went in.
And in terms of how the players turn that round as a performance, how much of that is them problem solving and how much of that is you telling them how to solve it?
I don't think it's problem solving at all. I think they know the solution, it's just they weren't doing it. So it's just a few reminders. Sometimes it's just 5 yards here and there, and that's all it is. I thought it was quite flat for the first 25 minutes, and what you're worried about as a manager, you don't want a flat performance to turn into conceding a goal and then not getting back in it, which happened to Scunthorpe. Because of where we are, we can't afford to be giving up games, giving up halves, and that was the frustration from my point of view. Is that not that I didn't think we weren't playing particularly well. It's just that I thought I know what we can do, and luckily we managed to get our noses ahead, and then off the back of that, looked really solid and organised and hit them on the counter.
And this run of games that you're on, not just the run of results, but also the run of opponents against another team fairly close to you in the table. Are the players now used to the pressure that comes with that and then doing the right things that goes with it?
I think the pressure comes from within. We say it every week, and obviously I'm saying to the same faces, but they do what we do. Doesn't matter where the opposition are, the points are the same value. So people have tried to dress it up because I think going into this run we were 5th and the next 3 games were 6th, 7th and 8th. We've managed to fall the right side of 2 of them, but there's no more importance to this game than what there is to a team at the other end of the table. You know, we've been that team at the other end of the table last year, and we were fighting just as hard. So don't become complacent with points. They're hard to come by. So you've got to fight tooth and nail for every single one of them.
And does the FA Cup game against Port Vale serve as a reminder to emphasise that point? I
think it was a strange game. I thought we dominated the first half and they dominated the second half. I don't think anyone saw us conceding 3 goals in the second half, but they're a good team. Obviously, Popey, they put 3 good balls in the box and he did what he does. I'm not sure whether he's available or not this weekend. But Mark Cullen's come in and done well. They have a real identity in the way that they play, so we know we're in for a good, tough game because we've played them twice and not beat them.
And I suppose what it shows is once a team gets a break, they can make the most of that momentum within a game.
Yeah, it's important to score when you're on top. I felt that we needed to be 2 goals up for the dominance in the first half, and they scored 3 in their domination of the second half. The game at their place was like a basketball game. It was 2 teams properly going tooth and nail, going for it. It could have finished 2-1, 3-1 to either team, I felt. A draw was probably a fair result, I think. But even in the last minute, both teams are really going for the win. So it's a clash in style, as in formations, and it's who can impose themselves most on the game.
And does that contrast of styles, does that actually in some ways make that sort of entertaining game with lots of chances and sort of just ensure that it will be, perhaps a bit of a nail-biter?
It depends on the day. Obviously, we play against a 4-3-3 quite a lot. We have our way of playing at home. We normally have a number 10 and we'll try and hurt them and be aware of what they do. And the thing that we've managed to do over the last 12 months is manage to tweak certain things that if teams try and do certain things, we'll try and counter that by, again, It's only 5 yards here and there. Different jobs for different people. But I think it should be a good game. They'll be going flat out. They'll be looking to close the gap on us, no doubt. It has got tight, particularly the top 8. Now John's done a really good. I think the two teams we're probably the two teams that have surprised a few teams most of the league this year, because we were scrapping at the other end of the table. So I think John's done a great job, along with Dave Kevin, who I know really well. He was the assistant manager at Burnley when I went up there, and Frank's in there actually. So I gave Frank a little bit of banter last week, but no, Frank's gone in, Frank Sinclair doing a bit of coaching, and he's a top man. Again, living in the hotel with John last year. It's like last week. I gave Jen all the credit because we were playing against Colchester, but Frank was just as important. You look at the career that he's had playing in Europe, and I think he's played 3 in the Premier League games. So it was another big influence on me because of where I'd come from. So where he'd come from playing in Europe to where me playing from conference football. So again, helped me settle as much as anything else. So done a great job between them.
Finally, Michael, obviously you didn't play earlier this week, but other teams in and around that promotion battle did. How do you, as Cheltenham manager, sort of view that? Do you use it as a chance to do a bit of extra scouting, or do you just sort of purely focus on what Cheltenham are doing? Because it's a while before you play any of those sides again.
No, I was actually away with the Red Arrows this week, so I drove up, watched Stoke, Man United 23s, stayed overnight in Lincoln, and spent all day Tuesday with the Red Arrows. So something a little bit different. Then I took in Solihull, Harrogate, Hartlepool on Tuesday night. We had people at the games, but obviously going from Lincolnshire down to Swindon, Plymouth or Exeter was a bit of a trek. So it's I had a good day, learned quite a lot about different types of things, leadership, how to build a team, trust is quite important when you're flying a jet aeroplane 500 mile an hour straight at somebody else who's about to do that at the same time. So it was an enjoyable day.
Yeah, how can you sort of translate that into helping Cheltenham? Because obviously, you know, as you say, leadership is key.
It's how to build, how they work, how they analyse, how they get different people to do different things. There is ranks within it, but there isn't. You know, they're all the same. They're all as important as each other. There's no egos. They're just looking at different cultures. So it's something I'm interested in. It was luckily the LMA put it on. So they're the sort of things that really interest me.